This is Living Power with Dan Hurst.
We're in John chapter 3, and we are in this particular part of John. We're actually looking at John the Baptizer, and there is this incident that takes place where there is some discussion between Jesus, who now has his disciples, and John, who still has some disciples. In fact, there were a number of John's disciples that continued as his disciples even after John. Later we'll see that John was beheaded, but we'll see that the disciples continued. Back in Acts, we see that even after Jesus rose and went back to heaven, there were still some followers of John the Baptizer, and Paul confronts them and reveals the truth to them, and then they become followers of Christ. But there was this group of followers that followed John the Baptizer, which, by the way, confirms that he had essentially teacher status or rabbi status because he had these disciples and followers and probably had gone to this school of the prophets of the Essenes. So now this passage in John speaks to an incident that happened and how John responded to it. Beginning with, we're in chapter 3, starting with verse 22. After this, Jesus and his disciples went into the Judean countryside, and he remained there with them and was baptizing. John also was baptizing at Enon and near Salem because water was plentiful there, and people were coming and being baptized, for John had not yet been put in prison. Now a discussion arose between some of John's disciples and a Jew over purification. And they came to John and said to him, "Rabbi, he who was with you across the Jordan, to whom you bore witness, look, he's baptizing, and all are going to him." And John answered, "The person cannot receive even one thing unless it is given him from heaven. You yourselves bear me witness that I said, I am not the Christ, but I have been sent before him. The one who has the bride is the bridegroom. The friend of the bridegroom, who stands and hears him, rejoices greatly at the bridegroom's voice. Therefore, this joy of mine is now complete. He must increase, but I must decrease. He who comes from above is above all. He who is of the earth belongs to the earth and speaks in an earthly way. He who comes from heaven is above all. He bears witness to what he has seen and heard, yet no one receives his testimony. Whoever receives his testimony sets a seal to this, that God is true. For he whom God has sent utters the words of God, for he gives the Spirit without measure. The Father loves the Son and has given all things into his hand. Whoever believes in the Son has eternal life. Whoever does not obey the Son shall not see life, but the wrath of God remains on him."